What's up guys, and welcome to another video. In this video we're going to be talking about Star Wars Battlefront, the classic collection, the Star Wars Battlefront 1 and the Star Wars Battlefront 2 that was released in this classic collection, which they weren't really remastered. And honestly, as you can tell by the reviews over here, overwhelmingly negative out of 3,300 and something, 365 reviews. It is a terrible, terrible launch. And that's really sad to see because I was so excited for this game. A lot of people were excited for this game. I was excited because it brought back the memories of Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2. It brought back all those good memories. And now it's just like, what? What you doing? So let's get into these reviews. So product refunded. A lot of people are refunding this. This is not like these simulations. A lot of people are saying that the servers are really bad, which when I played, they are terrible. When you get in there, the servers are absolutely awful. You'll be skipping around, lagging. Everybody's lagging all over the place, and that's not how the originals were, man. They weren't lag fests. They were in there and everybody was chill and everybody killed people and it was fine. They were fighting and no lag like that, and the servers are just dog awful. Like, I just don't understand how you can get servers that bad at launch. Like, test your game out maybe. Like, I don't understand. That's bad enough. The remaster version of it, which is just kind of a small texture update, the maps are kind of a little bit better as in the textures, but they should have done a lot more in this. They maybe could have even added like a leveling mode. A lot of people are saying that they could have added a leveling mode to make it more like interactive and stuff, but then again, I feel like that's not that good for this because it's a classic collection, right? They would try to add microtransactions and all of that. You don't want that. I feel like that would have been bad, but at least get the servers right, you know? So a lot of people are saying first hour of launch, only have 3 servers to join, massing about 200 people rounded up. WTF is this? I'll update this new review if I can actually join a lobby. Was only able to join one heroes versus villains match. And basically said it was one-sided. And that's how I felt the whole time I was playing this game. It's very one-sided. Every time you get into a game, one-sided. The games last like 3 minutes. They just take over all the points and you win if it's like control points. The frame rate is also locked at I think it's like 30 FPS for the Star Wars Battlefront 2, which is crazy to me. And I think it's the same thing with Battlefront 1 maybe. It's just crazy. The frame rate is meh. I just know the pings are really bad. As of now, game is dead on arrival, multiplayer completely broken. Might as well play the original. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand how you can re-release a old game and not have it perfect. It's an old game. It's so much easier to do things with a old game from years ago, over 20 years ago. Like, what? Like, how can you mess that up? Do not buy unless the servers are fixed. Currently, the game is totally unplayable. Even if you manage to get into a server, players cannot spawn, which is very true. I can't even spawn. Sometimes when you do die, the game would literally like have like a spasm attack on the screen, and it's like, what? Not sure if it's a cheater / denial thing, bug the gameplay, or both. I feel like it's bug gameplay. Single player experience is fine, this guy said. Yes, of course the single player experience is fine. Honestly, I think we should all just play single player in this game. You play single player, you'll be happy, you know? You play multiplayer, you won't be happy. Concerning trend lately in the industry of smaller teams being bought by larger parents, contracted and licensed projects like this, which is true, and completely missing the ball. You're repurchasing what may as well amount to an AI upscale of Battlefront 1 and 2 with no additions, if not alteration, made for the worse, which is very, very true. Like, the textures, they're terrible. Like, I understand it's like an old game, but like, if you're gonna redo, you know, textures, do it one by one, not a AI upscale. Basically is what basically they did. They barely did anything to the textures, which is crazy to me because they said they updated a little tiny bit, and it's like just random spots. It's the little things that break that experience for me. The objective, complete sound from the original seems to be missing. True. The victory and defeat sounds are oddly slowed or pitch shifted. It's really odd. True. It almost makes you wonder if it could have just been a mod created by the community at this rate. Very true. But then again, mods created by the community are way better than this dog. I can accept dysfunctional multiplayer as a given gamble with games these days, but 3 servers for PC seems too much like a pants on head, ass backwards kind of decision that was made without any forethought. Have actually been a purposeful decision. I am not too mad about that. I'm assuming this will be solved quickly, which it probably will be solved quickly, but this comment right here just basically explains everything that you need to know about this remaster, you know? And it's, like I said, it's really, really sad that this game is like this, that our beloved franchise of Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2 is like this, and we need to maybe band together and show companies that you can't just re-release something as like a little cash grab, put it back out there, not do anything to it, like actually remaster the game. Like, people were fine with actually not having it remastered where there's a bunch of texture updates and everything. A lot of people were fine with that before this came out. But then when it came out and it's all broken and buggy, fix it. Hello? Like, you don't need to keep the same bugs in there that were in the original, you know? Fix a lot of things about it. Make sure the multiplayer works, which is the main thing, which is the main reason why you're playing this game, right? For the multiplayer, for the 64 players, you would have been fine. Update the textures a little bit more than you did, which was really crap how they did it, and you'll be fine. I don't understand the reasoning behind not doing that. This guy, do not buy, wait until they fix it. If they fix it, this is very true, because they may not fix all of these problems. They may just give up like they gave up on the last Battlefront. One of the biggest fumbles in gaming history, this was free money. Honestly, so true as well by Dr. Shrimp. Dr. Shrimp, Puerto Rico. All right. Dr. Shrimp knows what he's talking about, though. Honestly, this is ridiculous. This was the best, easiest way for them to make money, just because it's just a re-release, man. And it's so easy to re-release this, right? Old games, that's so easy. And this was such an easy cash grab. Easy $30 by everybody. 30 something, 35, whatever it was. It's easy to get that amount of money, right? But since they messed it up, now everybody's just going to go refund it. What was the point? Like, there was no point. You're just going to get the money, and then you're going to get the money taken back. And then now the developers, and they're all going to be like, oh, wow, what happened? I guess they didn't want it that good, or I guess whatever. The higher ups in the suits, they're going to be like, oh, I guess Star Wars Battlefront is really bad. We should really stop doing that now since we did this. Like, bro, make the game good maybe, and then, you know, test your own game out with a lot of players from different states maybe. Oh, who knows? Maybe play your game for 5 minutes and figure it out. Like, it's always the people in suits that are making these decisions to not work on the game as much. And it's not really the devs. You can blame the devs at some of the points, yes, but it's mainly the people that are rushing the developers to get this game out, to get the remasters, and, you know, try to bring the game back as quickly as they can. They have a deadline, so I can understand why, you know, people are pissed, but I feel like we should be pissed about the suits instead of the developers. But then again, like I said, developers are in the wrong as well for some of the time, but they are mainly just working people trying to make some money. So it's like, I don't think they'd have any, like, I don't think they want to mess it up. I think they just have a huge deadline to hit, and they're being very, very rushed. So yeah, as you can see, all these comments, they're just negative, not recommended, 0.3 hours on record, 0.1 hours on record, not record. 60 gigabytes, by the way, which is crazy. I don't get why it's more than the original. This guy made a big long review about it, basically saying that, you know, you're unable to uninvert the flight controls. The game still uses input libraries, making mouse look, feel latent and terrible. Blah 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 blah. He basically just talks about how bad it is. Now, you do have to understand, a lot of people don't understand this, that it is an old game. You know, they're literally just bringing back the old game. So this was how the old game was. But it wasn't laggy and like super buggy like this, but it was sort of like this. You know, they wanted to keep everything original, and I could understand that. But then again, I kind of gave into nostalgia, like this guy did right here. I kind of gave into nostalgia. Wanted to relive some past memories of a popular multiplayer. Again, lo and behold, they have yet proven why they are the lowest Air Studio when it comes to this. All the end mission cutscenes of Battlefront 2's campaign are missing. The audio for victory and defeat are slowed and stretched to the point of sounding warped, which is very true. Objective taken and lost sound effects are bugged, and so are the iconic loading screenshot beeps/boops from Battlefront 1. True. There are no invert Y-axis controls for either game, making flying during space missions near unbearable personally. True. The multiplayer matches have had their player counts doubled from 32 to 64 players for some reason, only to have 100 tickets to each team, making them stupidly short, like 5 minutes games, which is very true. Right here, this is what I'm talking about. So the multiplayer matches had 32 players. 32 players was good. It wasn't laggy like this. You bump it up to 64 players. Now you're making the tickets only 100 tickets a match. So the matches are literally 2 to 5 minutes long. Who wants to play a 5-minute game every single game? I've gone every single game 5 minutes. It's worse in Battlefront 1 that I feel than in Battlefront 2. Battlefront 2 feel like has a little bit longer matches, but Battlefront 1 is 5 minutes. Literally I'm not even kidding. 5 minutes. Like, that's all it is, because there's like no tickets. Instead of the fun tug of war you should get in a conquest match. Very true. This right here, Like the tug of war is the thing that you want in this game, and that's how the originals were. It was a tug of war when you're doing conquest match, right? One team would go, almost get to their spawn, start fighting, and then the other team would push back, get to their spawn, and they would just keep having this tug of war. It would be so even in the middle, and they would just keep having fights and fights and fights. And that's how these games are supposed to be. They're not supposed to be one-sided every single game, which how it is one-sided every single game. Modern Lucasfilm seem to be content and continuing the trend of wearing out the IP to garbage studios like Aspire and even worse publishers like EA and Ubisoft. None of the issues above will ever be fixed, which maybe they won't. Don't get your hopes up and think a patch will come. Merely look at their track record. Republic Commando is still broken on Switch. Blah, 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 blah. So yeah, he's basically saying that they're not going to do it. They're not going to fix it by a patch, which honestly, I hope they do fix this by a patch because this is ridiculous. This should not be like this. This game should not be like this and not be this broken. Like I said, when I played it, all these reviews are right. The game is just not playable at the moment. If you do play it, you're going to have some fun by the nostalgia aspect, but you're not going to have fun as in how it is meant to be played, you know, how it's normally played. You'll be playing it, but everybody will be lagging all over the place. What are you really playing it for? Just like lag matches, basically, and really short games. So like I said, I hope it does get a huge patch soon. We will see, though. We'll see what happens. If they don't patch it, this game is going to be dead, and no one's going to play it, and everybody's just going to go back to the old servers, which is going to suck because I wanted this to revive this Battlefront series and be good, but it's the developers and the publisher's fault. What do you guys think about this situation? Have you guys played Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection? What do you guys think about it? Is it a laggy and buggy mess for you, or are you just looking past all that and having fun with a nostalgia trip and having fun with the game even though it's super laggy and all of that? Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Please leave a like on this video also if you did enjoy it, and if you're not subscribed already, you can always hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon to get content like this each and every single week. Have a great day and or night, guys. Peace. My Star Wars, man. My Star Wars.